joining us welcome to the new show, Infuse You, the Cannabis Infused Interview, brought to you by Highly Hungry. Today on the show, I have my closest friend here, one of my close friends. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, my name is Joy. I'm her cousin, closest friend.
Yes.
That's where I am.
Yeah, put it in there. Put it in perspective.
Put it in there. Blood.
I love her. Welcome to the show, Joy.
How you doing?
It is a pleasure having you here. We are indulging in today some shrimp and Chardonnay Alfredo pasta. I have to throw that Chardonnay in there, you know. Gotta throw the Chardonnay in there. It was at her request, of course. This is a light meal. I know you're not what we consider a heavy hitter over here, so I wasn't gonna put you under the table. But this is a nice, balanced, smooth elevation, about 50 milligrams.
Okay.
You don't have to consume the whole meal. However, once we start eating, I'll ask you some regular interview questions, and then we'll move into, of course, the brain teasers once you get to that point of elevation, to that peak on the mountaintop.
Okay.
We also have hello all my happy eaters on my live. Welcome. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on our videos. We post every Monday at 7. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, watch, follow us on Instagram, Highly_hungry. We love you guys back. All right, so we can get in this meal and start eating here. I know you ready.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take that good old first bite. I can't wait. My mouth is watering a little bit. That's really good. Okay. So, first question on the board. What benefits do you receive from cannabis?
It helps me relax.
Helps you relax. In every aspect or just certain areas of your body?
One of the issues I have since I take a lot of medication is relaxing and sleeping at night, turning my brain off. So when I eat the edibles, what it does is I can actually feel, it's almost like when you woosah, or like when you do yoga, and you can feel the relaxation start at like your toes, and it just comes up slowly. That's what it does for me.
It's life, right?
That's what it does.
It renews you.
I mean, and I've had like the Ativan and that type of stuff. It doesn't do the same thing. I mean, you get the same, it gets the same effects with no side effects.
Right. Except for hungry, sleepy. And happy. Hungry, sleepy, and happy. That's what it is. Hungry, sleepy, and happy.
Well, since it's an edible, it helps with the munchy side, because
lack of appetite comes in handy too. It'll cure that lack of appetite if you've ever had any kind of issues with that. So I brought you here today because you do have epilepsy. Can you tell me a little bit about when you were first diagnosed? How did that feel? Or
let's see, I've been where I live at right now approximately 10 years, so this probably started maybe 15. Well, I'm not gonna say start. I was diagnosed properly maybe like about 12 to 15 years ago. 15 years ago. I probably had it since I was a kid, and my parents and I just didn't realize that was what was going on because I was sleepwalking a lot when I was a kid, and had difficulty waking up in the middle of the night. I would wake up and couldn't move, and didn't realize that those were seizures.
And how old were you at this age?
Ooh, my first memory of waking up in the middle of the night not being able to move would probably be about 7 or 8. I can remember waking up in my parents' closet, waking up in the living room on the couch, and I know I went to bed, but I would never think anything of it. I would just get up, get back in my bed, and go back to sleep. There were instances when I'd actually awakened and probably had teeth marked in my tongue. Never even worried about it. Just, figured I slept wrong.
So at any point, between childhood, adolescence, and now, Did you have any like breaking where you subside, no seizures at all? And how long did that last?
That probably stopped about in middle school, and I didn't have anything else that occurred like that until my mid-30s.
Do you know what may have caused your first seizure after the long break?
A really, really close friend of mine, considered him like a cousin, got sick. He took ill. I was having some issues in my house with my now ex-husband. And all of that just came to a head. And I just started blacking out. And I didn't know the blacking out was actually seizures. And I was blacking out while I was driving with my kids in the car.
Oh, my.
I ran into a telephone pole. Just blacked out.
Wow.
One morning with my kids in the car. I almost flipped my car off of the exit going towards, I think it's the International School for something. I used to be J. Will Jones off 288, and I think that's the Elgin Street exit. I almost flipped my van. I had a van back then off of that exit. Had my daughter not been my oldest daughter not been listening, because by then we had propped my cell phone in the dashboard, and my best friend, her name Sharonda, would tell my kids what to do in the event that something happened.
Right.
She told her what to do. The car would have flipped over, and they would have landed in the middle of 59 North, and my van would have ended up like this with all my kids in the car.
Oh my God.
But she managed to grab the steering wheel. From my understanding, what they told me was I blacked out. My head hit the window. I had a scar here for a while. And the car literally bounced off. First that big pin, and just the guardrail and the side of the freeway to the car, till she managed to stop the car.
What? Oh my
I
gosh.
do not remember my best friend getting there. I don't remember talking to their dad. I don't know how they got the car off the freeway. My mom said I called her and couldn't tell her where we were. And I sounded like a 2-year-old on the phone. When they showed me where I was standing, I was literally on 59 North, where 288 splits into 59 North, just right there at that V underneath 59 South, standing right there. That's where I would have been standing at, and I couldn't tell her where I was.
God's grace. Oh my God.
So at that point, that's when we decided to go and maybe have me see somebody. To see what was going on.
Okay. And at that point, when you did that, went to go see the doctor or brain specialist?
I went to see my primary care physician first. And they refer you to the specialist.
And they told you were diagnosed with epilepsy.
We go through all the funny little head scans first.
Right. The fun and the bells and whistles.
Yeah, everybody wants to stick stuff in your hair, where you got to get all that fun blue stuff out your hair. Yeah, all the CT scans and the MRIs and the EEGs and all that wonderful stuff. Let me take a picture of your brain this way, and let's stick this in your arm so we can put some dye in your veins, and we need a picture of this, and
a lot of rigorous.
Yeah.
It's stressful. I mean, that's adding to the stress that you already have, having to go through all that. I mean, but it's a process. You have to get that so they'll know what they're looking for and what they're looking at. And so, fast forwarding a little bit, so you find out you're diagnosed with epilepsy at that point, right?
At Baylor.
At Baylor. Okay, and then they gave you some options, and here we are, roughly 10 years or so later.
15. Yep.
15? And how is it affecting you now? Has it gotten any better? Has it advanced, or?
3 doctors later?
3 doctors later?
No. No, actually I probably added to it, so no. 3 doctors later, we've gone through probably enough pills for me to start my own pharmacy.
Wow.
I have gone through 3 neurologists. Actually 4, if you count the one at Kelsey. The one that I'm seeing now is actually an epileptologist. I don't know what the differences are in the different doctors, but he is supposed to be
studies specifically
epileptologist.
Okay.
And I also have a neurosurgeon at Kelsey, because I was also diagnosed with a condition called trigeminal neuralgia, which causes severe pain of the trigeminal nerve on the right side of my face.
Also known as TMJ, is correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I've had two brain surgeries for that as well. Jeez. And that's 2 brain surgeries in 4 years.
And have any of all those procedures that they've done on your brain, has anything helped?
No.
Wow.
No, I still have seizures in my sleep. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, and I didn't know that I was having seizures in my sleep until recently. The seizures they can be caused by too much stress, lack of sleep, too much pain, any number of things. And I've gone through, like I said, a number of medications. It's just unreal. I've spoken to several doctors, probably about a holistic approach, because I get tired of taking pills. Mm-hmm. And I always get a lukewarm response to that.
What do they say? What was your PCP? What was your PCP's first impression when you brought cannabis to the table, saying that you wanted to go medicinal? What are my options?
He looked kind of weird. Mm-hmm. He had kind of like a weird look to his face. And he made it seem like it was kind of like made it sound like a iffy type of procedure, something that probably wasn't guaranteed.
Right. And
he said he would look into it, and then when I came back for my next appointment, it was like, nah, you know what, we maybe we should try surgery.
So he just avoided basically your treatment of care, your choice of care. Mm-hmm. Wow. So what does cannabis do for you other than the pain relief? Now we know you have epilepsy. So in regards to you being an epileptic, how does cannabis contribute and benefit you?
I noticed I don't have as many auras because I didn't know at the time that auras are also small seizures. As a precursor to the larger seizure, what I get is like what they call an aura. I'll either smell something funny, or I'll feel real weird, and then I'll just kind of like go off into like a daze. It'll look like I'm staring off into space, and then whatever's gonna happen after that happens. Sometimes I just get the auras by themselves, but I've noticed even if it's just secondhand smoke. I don't like to smoke, but even if it's just secondhand smoke, if I'm around it for a period of time and I've documented it, I have a minimal, almost nothing compared to when I'm not around it.
I can believe that. I can believe that, but hearing your personal experiences is very enlightening, because of course, by you being my cousin, knowing firsthand that you go through these seizures, and then actually looking at you in a medical standpoint to see, wow, cannabis really does help you. And you don't, like you say, you don't smoke, so you prefer to eat it. What was your first edible? Did I give you your first edible? I didn't give you your first. Okay. How was your first edible experience?
It was okay. At the time, of course, we weren't taking them for medical reasons.
Right.
So I wasn't really documenting anything. It was okay. It was like a little bitty gummy bear type thing. But I met a friend of mine. His name is Gus, and he's the one that first turned me on into researching the cannabis, but he was talking more toward the CBD oil. But I started looking. Me, I researched all of it. So I'm like, okay, well, let me try. Let me see what this does versus this.
Right.
So since I know, I can get this a little bit easier, let me try this and see what happens. So when we did like the brownies, and I'm like, well, it's a little interesting. So let me get my book out, because I have to log all my seizures.
Right.
So my parents hate when I stopped taking my medicine. But I have to do it to document the stuff effectively.
Right.
There was a week, and I know you remember when I was getting the brownies, I was calling you all the time asking you, you got some brownies,
Right.
This is why. Because I was documenting what was going on. And I was back at work. No problem. When I stopped getting them and I had to take my medicine, that's when I started getting sick.
That is amazing. The power of cannabis. I mean, because they have every pain pill in the world, and of course everybody knows pain pills do this, pain pills do that, but they also have adverse side effects that can cause other issues. And then you'll have to have a medication, you have to have a prescription for those other issues that they may cause. So the fact that you can just simply take this beautiful plant and feel better, reduce, I can't say cure, but reduce your seizures and most of your issues with TMJ, I think this is something you should stick with.
Well, I have a question. You did say this is infused, right?
I did.
You know the pain in my face is starting to go numb.
It's starting to go numb. You can't feel anything.
I mean, it's not as bad as it was when I first got here, but it's like how when you first take a pain pill,
right?
You can feel it start to kick in.
Yeah,
it's starting to
kick in.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I can actually feel. It feels like I took maybe you take a Vicodin and it's like, oh, the Vicodin's starting to work. That's what it feels like.
Right.
And I told them when I first got here that my face, because of the trigeminal nerve acting up, feels like it's this big. And it feels like it's really swollen. I know it's not. And the pain actually goes from here all the way to here. I think right now we might be about to right here. All of this is almost numb. And I've had no pain medication.
Cannabis.
Nothing.
Wow. You ready?
Mind-bending questions? Should I be scared?
Maybe not. All right, let's see here. If you're bald, then what hair color do they put on your driver's license?
What? The color of your eyebrows.
That's a good one. Okay. That's a good one. Okay.
That's what I would go with. They can't go with your eyelashes. You might have bought them. I mean,
The minks.
Yeah, I need those in a 1B. You don't got no pores?
No, they do come in colors too.
If I come in the DPS office and I have no hair, and then, now that I think about it, I may have drawn on my eyebrows, but still, if I still have my natural eyebrows, you can't come in and say what color my eyelashes. Okay, I can't.
I hear no lies.
I hear no lies. And that's what the funny part is. I mean
that, and depending on what type of female she is, you could check at her. You can check the beard. Huh? You have some females that have beards. You have some men that have beards. Check the facial hair.
Who gonna pull it off? I'm not coming from around that corner.
I'm just saying, you can look at them and go, oh, they gray. Okay. You don't ask, you just look.
Get your driver's blue.
What?
Like, what's really going on?
She got a gray hair in her mold. There it is. That's what color her hair is.
Not the mold, Jesus. Not the mold.
You know I used to work in retail. Work with me. Come on now. I'm with you. Work with me.
I'm with you. Okay. Second question. That was a good answer. I give you that one. Which armrest at the movies is yours?
All of them.
You don't have nowhere to sit. Get out the way.
I am under 5 feet. Every last one of them. Movable.
Say movable.
Little people rule the world.
No lie. If you're waiting for your waiter, aren't you the waiter?
Mm-mm. I'm impatient. Because I shouldn't be waiting at all.
Just say, no. Oh, okay. Can you daydream at night?
Can I daydream at night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm enjoy. I can do anything.
True.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy daydreams at night because it's always sunny wherever I go.
That's how I look at life. Why is it called quicksand if it works slowly?
Why is it called quicksand if it works slowly? Because the quicker you try to get up out of this, I can't say what I want.
Speak your piece.
Because the quicker you move, the slower it's gonna take. Didn't you realize it? All this here, it's just gonna come on. You just That's why they call it quicksand. Because them idiots still quickly trying to get up out of here. You're not going nowhere, baby. You can stretch and flap and all this here. You just still going. It's quicksand.
I've never even seen quicksand in real life.
Enough to see it on TV is close enough for me.
What if it never really existed?
I don't even want to test that theory. I'm good with the theory of it.
All right. So if we go to the desert, you're not walking on the sand?
I'm straight. I'm straight. We can fly over and I'm like, oh, that's what it looks like.
I say, it's all nice and pretty.
Yeah, it look hot out there. Can we stay in the air?
Wait a minute.
Waiter, can I get a glass of wine? I'm waiting impatiently. I'm weak. Okay, wait.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. When we yawn, does deaf people think we screaming?
Oh. When we yawn, do deaf people think we're screaming?
Yeah.
Do deaf people think we're screaming if we're yawning?
If you're yawning, do deaf people think you're screaming?
No, they probably think you're trying to hit that high note, but you just didn't quite meet it because you're not Fantasia. I'm sorry.
You're not Fantasia Barrino?
Mm-mm.
What high note would you be hitting when you yawn?
The one that she hit that I can't get. It don't matter because they can't hear it no way. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just truthful.
It's just the truth. It's okay. You can't hear it no way. It's like, all right. What's my favorite question though? How do you feel right now? That's not my favorite question, but how do you feel?
Like I think my son would if he was eating this. Really, really relaxed.
Yeah, how does your mouth feeling now?
It's almost numb. It's almost
numb.
completely numb. Mm-hmm.
If you lie in bed,
Mm-hmm.
are you lying?
If I lie in bed, am I lying?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I didn't lie to my bed.
What?
I'm lying in the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say anything about lying on the bed.
But does it make you a liar if you're lying in the bed?
No, because I didn't say anything to the bed.
What about the person on the side of you?
He sleeps, so it don't matter.
Oh, jeez. Joy, you're hilarious.
You have to understand the people I've been in contact with.
So they're quite the characters.
I used to hang with people like Antoine. We talk like this all the time.
That boy is hilarious.
This was normal conversation for us.
Man. Okay. Well, you were an amazing person to be with today. I really enjoyed your company. Thank you for dining with me.
Oh, thank you.
You can be
This
relaxed.
food was amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's feeling...
Mm-hmm. Really, really relaxed right now.
Really, really relaxed. That's a good way to feel.
Yes, I'm gonna go dip into her desserts. Mm-hmm.
Right, bro. Uh-oh. Last question though.
Mm-hmm.
What did your doctor say when you turned in? Did you turn in reports about how cannabis actually does help you?
No. I mean, they're adamant about wanting to cut into my head. So, the last thing I agreed to do was what they call the PET scan, an image. But not just so for him, but because I wanted a clear CAT scan.
Uh-huh.
So once I get the images back in April, then that gives me enough time to get all of my stuff
in order,
so I can have that for him, and I intend to possibly get a second opinion from another neurologist to see if I can get somebody maybe that has a different outlook towards holistic medication.
I definitely agree with you on that 110%. If I can be of any assistance in any kind of way, definitely let me know. I would love to come and let them know how many milligrams you've been ingesting, so on and so forth. Love to. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I have a little parting gift somewhere in the world for you. There we go.
Oh, my own t-shirt.
You get your own t-shirt.
Yes.
Highly Hungry infused me.
I like this.
You like this? How do you feel? You feeling like elevated life?
I like this.
All
This
right.
is nice.
You're more than welcome to have that. I am more than elevated. Thanks for watching, guys. Did you have any last comments? How can people find you if they want to reach out to you? Other people that have epilepsy that want to, maybe need an epilepsy buddy. How can they get to you?
I am
Facebook?
on Instagram under Enjoy Sarabi. If you have any questions about trigeminal neuralgia or epilepsy questions, I am also on Facebook under Joy Steward. If my page is open to the public, it's not hidden or anything. If you have any questions, I can answer some questions. I can direct you to some sites that could help you, epilepsy foundations that can give you information that you might be looking for. Even just different groups that I'm a part of, and we discuss different things and talk with each other about our situations and the difficulties that we have that a lot of people don't know about. Like I said, the medications and the side effects and the different things that, like I said, people don't know about or don't even think to ask about. Just the day-to-day difficulties. Hit me up. I don't mind at all.
Well, you guys heard it here first, how to reach out to her. Please make sure you guys do that. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on Facebook. Send her a message. She's more than happy to respond back to you. And guys, as always, thank you so much for joining. I love all my happy eaters out there. Thank you for coming to be a happy eater with me today. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you're following us on all our social media platforms. And as always, stay elevated, stay motivated, and stay hungry, guys.